This, or rather, these are Priority Ecos beach cruisers, but they have one superpower. Yes, they are belt drives, the only belt-driven beach cruiser electric bike on the market today. And in this review, first I'll walk you through all the components, then we'll get into some first-person riding footage on pavement, yes, but also on the beach. We are in Florida after all. And finally, some third-person riding footage where I'll give you the pros and cons of these cruiser electric bikes. But first, let's take a closer look. So Priority is a brand that makes a lot of non-electric bikes, but they do focus on belt drive e-bikes. In fact, my son, who's 5, rides a Priority non-electric bike, and we love it, just being able to hose it off. That's why I wanted to review these bikes, because the belt drive is very unique. And the company has been around since 2014. They're online first, but they do have a couple shops. And they also partner with the Beeline network in case you want to get your Priority assembled. Let's talk pricing. The Ecos comes in at $19.99. You can check up-to-date pricing down in the description. Also, if you plan to make a purchase, that helps us out. Thank you so much for your support. I'll also throw a QR code on the screen. You can scan that as well to learn more. And I think that price is fair. It's a unique product for sure, certainly niche, suited for those who live near the beach and just want to cruise. But with the belt drive, it's truly meant to be ridden in the sand. Let's talk about the frame options. This is the diamond frame offered in gloss white, gloss indigo, and gloss charcoal. And then we have the step through. That's my pick. This is the gloss mint. Fits in here in Florida perfectly, also offered in gloss white and gloss indigo. The diamond frame fits riders 5'6" up to 6'4". It has a 32-inch standover height. Of course, I fit on just fine. Full leg extension, and this is a beach cruiser, so we have the nice swept-back handlebars. And the step through, 26-inch standover height, and will fit riders from 5 feet tall up to 6 feet tall. I'm 6 feet tall with a 32-inch inseam, and I can still fit on the step through. Total payload capacity is 300 pounds, and the weight is reasonable at 56 pounds. Note that the battery in the back makes it super maneuverable up front, though with the motor in the back, more weight is towards the rear. And so while the center of gravity is definitely higher, it certainly makes the bike more maneuverable, especially when you're on some loose terrain. And of course, for transport, you can remove the rear battery. I really like the dual-legged kickstand. Sits nicely in a little bit of sand here, but simply put your foot in front of it and rock the bike forward, and step on it and rock the bike back. And with that kickstand, it puts the front tire in the air. So what they've done is they include a Deflopilator, and that keeps your wheel straight even when it's on its kickstand. Now we know that belt isn't going to rust, but also the fender struts as well as the spokes. Most of the hardware around this bike is stainless steel, and then of course everything else is aluminum. Again, it's just made for an environment like this. Moving to the components, we have hydraulic disc brakes. They are 174 Hudson branded. That's just their branding. Those are paired with 180 millimeter rotors. One of my favorite features are these tires, both their width, but also just the color of them. These are CST big boat tires. They are 26 inches by 3 inches wide. It's a bolt-on front axle, rigid fork, of course, paint matched fenders, both in the front and in the rear. The front light runs off the main battery, and the rear light is built into the battery. Pretty difficult to see in daylight. It is brake actuated. Nice cable management going into the frame. Priority logo on the head tube, Priority on the down tube, seat tube, and near the rear stays. And every beach cruiser needs these swept back handlebars for a nice upright riding position. And that is paired with an adjustable stem to really dial in how you want to ride. Right now I have them at 30 degrees, but you can go all the way up to 60. Brown ergonomic locking grips match those tires. Half grip on the right with a twist throttle. There's matching hydraulic disc brake levers with motor cutoffs. Moving to the left mounted display, power button in the center. There's current speed, assist level, 0 through 5, battery bars, trip distance, hitting power cycles through additional information, over to odometer, and then rest, which stands for remaining estimated range, and that changes depending on your pedal assist level. You can turn the lights on by holding pedal assist up, indicator right here, and you can engage walk mode by holding pedal assist down. Advanced settings can be accessed by holding pedal assist up and down, though not a lot there except for overriding the top speed, which we'll do. And that's it for the display. You get metal pedals with rubber grip. That motor is engaged with a cadence sensor right here. And yes, it is class 3 capable. Matching brown seat, Cella Royale, pretty comfortable. Cables come up from the seat tube to the battery right here. But first, the optional pannier bags that you can pick up. These are the tote bags, and they're really nice, just fit in really well with the beach cruiser vibe. And to remove them, you simply pull up on the handle and that will release it. So tons of storage in this canvas bag, as well as a few pockets, perfect for those beach days. Reflective accents on the side, and you can fit a water bottle here as well. The rack is welded right to the frame, has a max payload capacity of 50 pounds, and yes, houses the battery. Let's remove it. There's a battery indicator on this side. Simply push the button. Keys enter up here. Turn it to the left to release and pull the battery out. There's a look at the battery tray. The battery is 48 volt, 12.8 amp hours, and that should be good for between 20 and 60 miles. The battery is UL 2271 certified. The entire bike's electronics are UL 2849. The charger port is located on the battery right here. And yes, there's an on-off switch, so you want to make sure that's turned on before you ride, and off for storage. To put the battery back in, super simple. Simply slides into place and you can remove the keys. The charger has a 2.8 amp output. It does have a fan, and Priority includes some tools as well as some really helpful YouTube videos. They even give you some touch-up paint to keep your bikes looking nice and new. The bike is powered by a 500 watt motor. And then yes, the single speed drivetrain, Gates carbon belt drive, the same brand that might make the belt for your vehicle. And because of the belt, the frame needs to actually come apart here in case you ever need to replace it. Though belts typically last 2 to 3 times as long as a chain. And the estimates I typically see are 10,000 plus miles. And the main benefits, of course, yes, no rust, but also no chain grease to worry about. You just simply get on it and ride, which is exactly what I'm going to do right now. Let's get into some first-person riding footage. Let's start out with Throttle-Only. This comes shipped as a Class 2 e-bike with a top speed of 20 miles per hour, whether you're using the throttle or pedal assist. Just a note, with pedal assist turned off, no access to the throttle, but full access in pedal assist levels 1 through 5. And excited for this one, we have a new cell phone mount that will be hitting the shop soon, so check it out at shop.ebikeescape.com. All right, here we go, 3, 2, 1, Throttle-Only. Decent amount of takeoff. 14, 16, 17, 18, and there's 20 miles per hour. Very easy. Now, yes, this is a variable throttle, which means if I just want to go a little bit and not pedal, I can just twist the throttle a little bit and we can cruise at 6 miles an hour. Or if I want to go a little bit faster, just give it a little bit more. Something to keep in mind, you don't always have to have full power from that throttle. Next, let's go through the pedal assist levels. Remember, this is a cadence sensor, which means that as long as I'm spinning my legs, no matter how hard I'm pressing on those pedals, I'm going to get power from the motor, of course, depending on the pedal assist level that I have selected on the display. And we'll start in pedal assist level 1. And given the way this is geared, it's not too bad to get started, though I can see some people maybe wanting to use the throttle to get started just a little bit. That can certainly help. And in pedal assist level 1, cruising at 8-9 miles an hour. And the cadence sensor does feel plenty responsive. It's about a quarter turn or so, and I can feel the motor kick on. So pedal assist level 1 is just going to be nice and easy, gentle amount of power from the motor. And we are going against the wind here. So cruising at 11 miles an hour. And the motor does seem to continue to provide just that gentle amount of power. As you can see, we're creeping up in speed just a little bit. And I could put more pressure on my legs, or I could spin them nice and easy. Let's go into pedal assist level 2 and we'll switch directions here so we don't have as much wind. And it feels like just a little bit more power, though we are creeping up in speed. And this is where I think it's really important to understand what this bike is designed for, because we're already getting to 14 miles an hour. I imagine most people that have purchased this bike or are looking to purchase it, you should keep in mind that you're probably just going to be in pedal assist level 1 or 2, maybe higher in sand, we'll see. But 15 miles an hour, super doable on flat ground, 16 miles an hour. And we are just going to continue to creep up in speed, 17 miles an hour. And I want to show you at about 17 miles an hour, maybe 16, your cadence, because this is a single speed and the way they've chosen to gear this just as a very nice and easy rider, your cadence is going to be pretty fast as you approach the 20 mile per hour mark. So we're at 17 now, you can see my legs, and it's definitely harder to provide effort. At 18 miles an hour, again, not quite ghost pedaling, but probably a faster cadence than you want if you're just going for a cruise. And so we can go into pedal assist level 3 and the higher levels, and all you're going to get is just more power from the motor. You're going to get to 20 miles per hour faster, and then yes, your legs are just going to be spinning pretty fast at 20 miles per hour. It's not something that I would like to do for a long period of time, and that was, I'm guessing, an intentional decision by the company. So here we are at 20 miles an hour, and you can see how fast my legs have to move in order to put some pressure on the pedals. And just for fun, pedal assist level 5, just to give you an idea of how much power this bike has, ramps it in a lot more, just like we experienced on Throttle-Alone, and there's 20 miles an hour. And overriding this to class 3, not that most people are going to want to. And again, getting close to ghost pedaling, yeah, and 21 miles an hour is pretty difficult to provide effort. So just for looks, I'll spin my legs. There's 24, 25, and that might be it. Display reading 24, there's 26, slowly creeping up, 27, and there's 28 miles an hour. It takes a little bit to get there, but you can do it. Just don't expect to provide leg power, and we'll test out the brakes. Yeah, no problem locking up the brakes on this bike. All right, and talking about comfort just briefly, the seat's okay. It offers some comfort. Some people might want to consider upgrading that. Really like the grips. Love the handlebars, nice swept back handlebars, adjustable stem, very upright, just what you would expect out of a cruiser e-bike. And the pedaling position is nice as well. Again, more of a pedal forward design on this bike compared to, say, a traditional bike. All right, and the beach is straight ahead. So I can't wait to talk you through what this bike can do and can't do on the beach. Because yes, the type of sand does matter. All right, I'm going to see if I can throttle up this. It's a little bit loose here. Not bad. A little bit more hard packed here. And I'm going to go, here we go. This is where I might need additional power, even though I'm not going at higher speeds. All right, so this type of sand right here at the top, it's nice and loose. I'm going to be very careful. That's sand that you kind of need to be concerned about. More often than not, I'd probably recommend people just walking the soft stuff. But here we go. Let's see if I can keep control. Nope. All right, so soft sand, walk over it, but now we're looking good here. More hard packed, and I'm just gonna give myself a little bit of throttle. Sinking in a little bit still here, but as we get closer to the ocean, at least on this sand, more doable. And let's see, pedal assist level 3 probably. Don't need too much power from the motor. Gotta stay away from the water. All right, and this might be the best sand here. It has been harder packed before. This is certainly doable, but I can feel the rear tire just a little bit losing traction, and I'd probably lower the tire pressure, though I am staying upright. So it's really going to depend on where you live by the coast, but if you have a nice section of hard packed sand, this is going to be the bike that is probably most capable, and obviously with the belt drive, just makes it so much easier. And I am actually appreciating the extra motor power here. I'll go down in pressure here. Oh, we should get more traction there. All right, and I can tell lowering that tire pressure down a little bit, I have a little bit more control with that rear tire. The front actually feels very stable. And again, this is still pretty loose. Again, it just depends on what the tide's doing here. So definitely wanting pedal assist level 3 or 4 for some of this loose stuff. And there we go, a true beach cruiser, and one that you have to worry at least less about with all the salt getting on the components. All right, with that, let's get into some third-person riding footage. I'll give you my concluding thoughts on the Priority E-Coast. If you've ever been to the ocean and spotted folks pedaling around on beach cruisers, you've probably noticed one thing: rusty chains everywhere. These bikes often look like they've been neglected, and maybe they have, but usually it's just the harsh environment of the ocean that's brutal on metal, which is exactly why the Priority E-Coast's main selling point, the belt drive, caught my eye. And of course, just being in Florida, I had to put it to the test. No rust, no chain grease, it's just ready to go. At $2,000, it's not the cheapest beach cruiser out there, that's fair. But here's the kicker, you're not going to find any other options rocking a belt drive. It's spec'd out pretty nicely, a 500 watt motor, plenty of power even through the sand, hydraulic disc brakes, and those stainless steel components offer corrosion resistance. This e-bike delivers exactly what it promises: a relaxed riding position and effortless cruising. It's nimble too, an overall lighter weight e-bike, helped by a lighter weight front end that doesn't feel like you're working against the bike when you're moving it around. The Deflopilator, yes, that's a real word, aids in keeping you on course. I also have to shout out the aesthetics, the paint match fenders, those are classy, but also the stylish tote bag and the brown accents throughout the bike. Little details like that make it feel premium. Then there's the not so obvious pros on this e-bike: a 5-year warranty on the frame and fork, plus 2 years on the battery. That offers solid peace of mind. And customer support. You can hit them up via WhatsApp or text, call their New York office, or shoot them an email. Their online assembly videos were super helpful, especially for nailing the Deflopilator install. Yes, I needed to see the detailed instructions, even as someone who has assembled hundreds of e-bikes. Now let's talk about trade-offs, because nothing's perfect. The display, it's small and basic. Next, it's single speed setup, which is common on beach cruiser e-bikes and keeps things simple. But don't plan on pedaling, at least with human power, as you approach 20 miles per hour. Also pay attention to the geometry. The diamond frame's standover height is pretty tall, and while the step-through version is easier to hop on, it's not as low as some of the competition. Battery size is a bit below average, but I think adequate for a cruiser like this. It's unlikely that many people are going to be tackling hills. I'd say 20 miles is the realistic low end, using that throttle a lot, and perhaps around 40 miles max. So a verdict time: if you want a no worries beach cruiser e-bike from a solid brand, the E-Coast is exactly that. Do I have a belt drive bias? Yes, guilty. I weigh that feature heavily on any e-bike I review on the channel. If you're tempted by Priority's lineup, electric or otherwise, check the links down in the description. Using that link before you make your purchase supports the channel. Yes, it's free. I'm curious to hear what you think. Is the belt drive worth the slight price premium? Let me know down in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.